Good morning, everyone. It's 9 o'clock, so I guess it's time to get this party started. And with that, we'll begin with the pledge. So if you would all please stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. Again, I'm Kirk Effinger with Windermere Homes and Estates, and I am your host for this month. This is my last day. Few housekeeping items. We will try to keep this meeting to an hour or less. If you have any questions or comments, please use the chat box or use the raise your hand feature in the participants so that we can acknowledge you. Otherwise, please mute yourself unless you are speaking. This week's affiliate spotlight is our friend Matt Smith from Trust Home Inspections. Matt, take it away.
All right. Well, thank you very much for having me, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hope you all had a great weekend and enjoyed yourself. I do have a couple of slides that I'm going to share here, so hopefully this works out for everybody. All right. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. Cool. So I am Matthew Smith with Trust Home Inspections. I am a CREA certified inspector. The reason I do mention that is because in California, some of you may not know, but you do not have to have a license to be a home inspector. So you do want to make sure that your home inspector is associated with some form of an inspectors association. That's kind of like you guys as real estate agents, you know, have ethics and standards, and you guys have people that are able to kind of self-police each other, but then also you have continuing education that you have to do and things of that nature. So it's awesome to get together with other fellow inspectors and talk about what's going on in the industry. And then if you ever need any help, they can also be there to help you as well, which is really cool. So a little bit about me. I am married to my wife, Jennifer, for 14 years now. And I go to church at Centerpoint, and my passion overseas is water, clean water for as many people as we can provide clean water for. So I do that through Rotary, and then I'm also locally a volunteer for the trauma intervention program. So two things I'm going to talk about today. One, about my first house, and second, about the new Pool and Safety Act that came out in 2018. It's not necessarily new, but I talk about it at different inspections, and agents still are not aware of it. So just a little education piece there. So in regards to my first house I bought, my wife and I bought a manufactured home in Lake Elsinore. And the reason I bring that up is because we were scratching every penny together to try to make our down payment. And so when it came along to get a home inspection, they said, hey, for $400, you can have somebody look at your house that you're buying that's already as is. And so we waived the right to a home inspection, and it was a huge mistake. If somebody would have told us all the different things that were wrong with it, from roof problems to plumbing problems to floor structure issues, things that we wanted to do and needed to do to the house, I probably would have passed and not bought the house, and I would have saved myself a ton of money. So my passion is to make sure that people understand the condition of the house they're buying, good, bad, or indifferent. I just want them to say, okay, I accept the terms of the, you know, what the house looks like, and if not, then you guys can help them with the request for repairs, or they can find another house. But my goal is to make sure that they completely understand what they're buying. And so if you ever do have a buyer that is passing on a home inspection because they simply can't afford it, please do get in contact with me. I have ways that I can help work around that and help work with them. Because in my opinion, those are really the people that need a home inspection, are the ones that can't afford it, because if they can't afford a home inspection, they're not going to be able to afford the possible repairs that you're going to need made later. So that's my passion. I do use a lot of cool tools. I've talked in the past. I do use a drone for all my roof inspections. I use thermal imaging cameras. I have blacklight capabilities that helps us if a house is heavily it has a lot of animals and pets in the house, we can see how bad the carpets are actually stained, sometimes the walls as well. And then the new tool I just got is a sewer camera. So I can do sewer camera inspections as well. And that will help us see the sewer line all the way down to the main connection. So a lot of people may not know this, but you are responsible as a homeowner for the sewer line that runs all the way to the main connection, which is usually in the middle of the street. And so if you have an older house, maybe the pipe is collapsed or it's broken, if you see a lot of cracks in the streets, big cracks, it could possibly affect your plumbing line. So we can always check that out as well. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is the SB 442. It is the Pool Safety Act. Went into effect January 1st, 2018. And you can see here, it is for in-ground pools and spas. The law states that if you have a pool that was built or remodeled after January 1st, 2018, you must have 2 anti-drowning devices listed below. If your pool was built before 2018, then you're required to have at least 1. So these are the 7 things that they consider an anti-drowning device. 1, an enclosure or fence that isolates the swimming pool and or spa from the private single family home. So this is not the fence that separates the house from the street, the backyard from the street. It's actually separating the whole pool and spa away from the residents of the house. And so this one states 60 inches or taller. So this is for a solid fence, more like a wrought iron fence or a wood fence. The second one's a 4-foot tall removable mesh fence. And the reason that says it's 4 foot because they consider that non-climbable. And that is it has to have a self-closing gate and a key lock option. And it has to be 54 inches above the ground. It doesn't say that there, but an approved safety pool. Number 3 would be an approved safety pool cover that meets or exceeds the ASTM pool cover standards, which is actually rated for 480 pounds. So that cover has to be able to hold pretty much 2 humans or 1.5 of me. And then number 4 would be exit alarms on all the single family homes heading out to the pool, and windows that provide direct access to the pool. So you see this a lot with home alarms with safety features, but then you can also buy these alarms. They're the real annoying ones that everyone takes the 9-volt battery out of, so every time you open and close the door it doesn't make a noise. Number 5 would be a self-closing, self-latching device that with a mechanism placed no lower than 54 inches above the floor. And that would be including sliding glass doors. So some people say, oh, well, there's no self-closing mechanisms for sliding glass doors. That's not true, actually. If you look it up, they are very hideous looking, but they do have them. And then number 6 would be an alarm actually floating in the pool. That sounds the detection of accidental or unauthorized entrance into the pool water. This is the least expensive feature that you could add, and it's something you could buy at Leslie's Pool Supply. They're between like $90 and $100 usually. And then the last thing that I think is funny, it's leave it up to the state of California. Other means of protection that verified by ASTM or American Society of Mechanical Engineers. So it's pretty much states anything that meets or exceeds the above list that comes out in the future is how they function that. So just a couple of safety features. These are things that we learn at different association meetings that we go to, and you may, hopefully your home inspector is calling out if they have the proper safety precautions or not, because it will be a liability factor down the road. Also not on here, but included in this Safety Pool Act is if one of the neighbors has a pool, if I'm inspecting a house, the house might not have a pool or spa, but the neighbors do that you share a fence with, we're also supposed to comment on that as well. So that should be in the report. So again, I'm Matthew Smith with Trust Home Inspections. If you have any questions, phone number is here. I'll also put this in the chat because I know I got to stop sharing my screen. So thank you very much and have a great day.
I just had a comment for Matt. I too, when we purchased our home here, we used a home inspector. We didn't know they did need a license. He gave us this bogus report and then he ran off with our money and never came back to it was just horrible. So I'm glad that, that you're educating us on that. But I also have used Matt for several home inspections and he's very detailed and very thorough. And my clients have all been impressed with him. So just want to let you know that.
Thank you, Denise.
All right, thank you, Matt. Yeah, I too think it's ironic that you have to get a license to cut people's hair, but you don't have to have a license to look at people's houses.
I agree.
I have a question for Matt. It's Pauline Wilkie. I was actually going to text you, but hey, you're on the phone. Might as well do it now. I have a buyer who are purchasing a new home build, and in the past, they usually never get a home inspection, but my buyers do.
Mhm.
How are you? Do you do that? And do you recommend it?
Yeah, I do. I do it, and I do recommend it. I've actually found some houses where the builders got in a hurry and they missed certain things. A lot of those guys are contracted out, and they are they're paid by the piece, and so they hurry when they do some of the work. Most of the time, there are other inspectors that go through and inspect along the way, but especially, things get hung up, and you know how it works. Sometimes inspectors will write stuff off from the car and things like that. So yeah, I do think it's a good investment. Most inspectors will do it for a little bit less money because it's a new build, but at the same time, you still have to do all of the same inspections. I found houses, especially if they were started by one builder and then went under. This is more like when that kind of stuff happened and then a new builder picked it up. We found houses that the trusses weren't connected. And there were missing trusses in the attic because they put roofs on and they weren't properly done. So yeah, it definitely is recommended.
Awesome. Okay, I'll give you a call so we can
Cool.
schedule it.
All right.
Okay, thanks again, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, in our Did You Know segment, as you know, every week we look at transaction closings. And this past period between the 18th and 24th, we had 178 closings, which compares to 318 at the same period in 2019. So that's actually our first dip in closings since all of this stuff started. So hopefully it's a blip, and we'll see things pick back up again. Okay, now we'll go on to wants, needs, and price changes. This is for realtors only, no affiliate announcements, please. So who would like to go first?
Hi, good morning. This is Denise. I have a listing that I'm taking in Menifee. It's a 5-bedroom home. It's over by Menifee Lake, and it's going to be priced somewhere about $449. So if you know somebody that's thinking about moving to Menifee, I have something that will be coming up pretty soon. And my number is 909-224-3984. Thank you.
Thanks, Denise. Anyone else? Wants, needs, price changes, price improvements, free houses, nothing. Okay, how about committee updates? Any committee chairs have something to update us with?
Hey, Kirk.
Yeah.
I'm just not really legislative committee update from here, but I did want to make everybody aware that the city of Temecula just rolled out an emergency grant for local businesses if they're needing help with their business, specifically for rent and payroll. But it's managed strictly by the city of Temecula. So I posted the information on Facebook this morning, and you guys can check out the links, and all the information are provided there.
Okay, thanks. Maybe that's something that could go on the SRCAR website too.
Sure, yeah. I'll reach out to Connie and see about getting that information shared over.
All right, cool. Anybody else have any committee announcements?
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Alicia Medea, your Women's Council President for 2020. We have an event going on this Thursday evening at 4 p.m. And we will be going over the sense of purpose, about what you're saying about your business, what you believe about your business, and be sharing that time with a strategic partner, educating our agents on all of our key affiliates that we use in our business every single day. That'll be Thursday. You'll see a Zoom link come on today. And we have another event June 12th, and that will be with CR MLS. and educating us on the new process of different key tools that we have with our MLS. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, anyone? Pauline, you got anything for the marketing meeting coming up?
No, nothing. We do have our marketing meeting at the end of this week, and it's on Zoom. And just invite your agent friends to come join us. We'd like to get this crowd big and get a lot of attendance. So I posted a video. If you guys want to share it, you're more than welcome to. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a great video too. She's a star.
Not really, but thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? No one else. Moving on. Got our upcoming events all posted, as you can see right there. You can also go obviously to the website and see what's upcoming. Lots of good events, good information, including John Giardinelli doing a brown bag luncheon at 11:30 this Thursday. Good information. All right, and I didn't get anything for town crier. Do we have anything today? Aha, of course, Tracy Garamone. This Friday, 10 a.m. Go to her business page, Facebook 101. If you have any other questions, reach out to Tracy directly and she will fill you in. And with that, if there is nothing else, we're adjourned for this week. Hope everybody has a great week and we'll see you again next Tuesday.
Thank you for doing a good job.
Thank you.